A few more breaths in this Anahatasana. And if your four-legged friends come and visit you during your practice, just let them be there. That's okay. They won't be in the way. One more breath. And then lifting the head off the mat, sliding forward onto the forearms, bringing the pelvis and the thighs to the mat, and then sliding those elbows under the shoulders, the Sphinx pose. Keeping that prana mudra in the hands, the tops of the feet flat on the floor, the feet slightly apart, shoulders back, and head lifted up and out of the shoulder for Sphinx pose. Inviting the head to reach back towards your feet rather than forward, and the chin to be neutral. One more breath. And on an exhale, bring the elbows out of the way, the chest down to the floor, and go back into a child's pose. Allowing the spine to flex over the thighs, the head to ground on floor, block, blanket, or you can bring your arms in. And holding that prana mudra just a little bit longer here. Inviting the breath to fill your back body. And trying to make the breath as even and quiet as possible. And then with an inhale, rolling up the spine. Coming to sit on the heels or taking a cross-legged position if you prefer. We'll do still a little bit of work here seated before we can continue. Taking all of our fingers together, like we're holding a piece of food, and bringing that to the top of the chest, just below the collarbones. All right. So not right on the collarbones, but just below them, and tapping there, thumping there. We're doing the 3 thumps it's an energy medicine practice for the immune system. So this is called K27. It's part of the kidney meridian. Again, inviting your breath to be deep and even. And then just one hand to right over the sternum, right in the center of your ribs, the thymus thump, it's referred to as. Breaths here. And then tracing down the sternum to where the ribs separate, bringing both hands in and going to the outside edges of your ribs. So you're on your bottom ribs, your floating ribs, and tapping there. This is for the pancreas. Deep, even breaths. releasing that. And then finding the tendon on the inside of your wrist. I'll get a little closer here to try and show you. So you have here on the inside of your wrist, you have these two tendons, okay? And you want to find where they split, just below where they split. And you can use your fingertip or your thumb tip, but we'll massage that area. Okay. It doesn't matter which wrist you're using. It works for both of them. Massaging that area, then we'll take 3 breaths, and on the exhale, do the sound of curve, K-E-R. All right, so we inhale, curve. And then taking the arms out in front, palms faced away. Round of this a Bastrika breathing technique, where will help us get into using some arm movements with it to get in the different lobes of the lungs. Right. So Bastrika is like Kapalabhati, but the pumping action is reversed, and the inhale is as forceful as the exhale. So on the inhale, pulling the belly in towards the spine, and then on the exhale, pushing the belly out as much as you can. And both of those are forceful and audible. So it sounds something like this. We'll be doing that by adding arm movements into it. So the first part of this practice is the arms out in front, and then we bring them in on the exhale. So it's inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. The second part is going to be out to the side. Arms pressed away from you, like you're pushing the walls away from you. This is our inhale, and then exhale, you wrap yourself into a hug. Inhale, exhale, right? The last part is inhale the arms overhead, spreading the fingers, palms face forward, and then exhale again, the arms at your sides, elbows bent, fists, all right? So up overhead, fists at your ribs, all right? So the inhale is always when the arms are moving away from the body. The exhale is always when the arms are coming back to the body. So here we go. Again, inhale, belly in, exhale, belly out. So here we go. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, forward, side, forward at the ribs, forward at the ribs. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Last one, exhale. And then out to the side with the arms. Inhale, exhale, hug. Inhale, exhale, hug. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Last one. Last part of the practice, arms overhead. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. One more. And then shake that out, shaking the arms out, shake the body out, shake the head out. And then come forward onto your hands and knees into table pose. Do a few cats and cows once you're there, lining up wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Following your inhales and your exhales into cats and cow. Ready the movements to initiate from your center and move outwards. On this next inhale into cow, take the right leg back behind you, keeping the knee bent, pressing the head and the big toe towards one another. And then exhale the nose and knee towards one another. So again, we inhale, do a one-legged cow. Exhale, a one-legged cat. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Bring that foot all the way forward now into a lunge with the left knee on the floor. And we inhale forward into this lunge. Take that right arm up to the ceiling for a twist. And then exhale, bring it down to the floor. Again, inhale the right arm up to the ceiling for a twist. And exhale it down to the floor. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, here, get onto those fingertips in the lunge, and then exhale, tuck your left toes, bring your right leg back and up in a one-legged down dog, bending the knee and lifting the knee towards the ceiling. We're stretching the front side of that hip, opening it up just a little bit, and then bring that foot down into down dog. Let's come back down onto the hands and knees. Going back into our cats and cows for a few rounds. On your next cow, take the left leg back and up. Exhale the nose towards the knee. Inhale your one-legged cow. Exhale your one-legged cat. One more time. And then bring that left foot forward into your low lunge. Right hand onto the floor or block. Inhale the left arm up to the ceiling for a twist. And then exhale it down to the floor. Big circles here. Moving with your breath. Inhale up and exhale down. One more time. Back down into the lunge, onto the fingertips. Inhale, then tucking the back toes. Exhale, the left leg back and up to a one-legged down dog. Bending the knee, lifting that knee towards the ceiling. Trying to give length between your left armpit and your left knee. And then bring that foot into down dog. Come back down to the knees. Inhale into cow. Exhale, drop the chest down to the floor. A little inchworm action. Inhale. Move all the way through into a cobra or an up dog. Shoulders back. And exhale, down dog. Back down to the hands and knees. Again, inhale into cow. Exhale or inchworm. Inhale into cobra or up dog. And exhale to down dog. One more time. Knees down. Inhale. Exhale the inchworm. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale, down dog. So let's bring our right foot forward. Left heel down to the floor. Looking forward and inhale, come on up into warrior one. So our hips are squared to the front of the mat. That back foot is at least at a 45-degree angle, if not less. And let's bring our hands together and bend the elbows so that the hands can come behind the head, maybe the back of the neck. Just making and spread those elbows so that the head and neck can still be in alignment with the rest of the spine. And now rotate onto the ball of that back foot, lifting the heel off the floor. Pressing the left heel and the right knee in opposite directions, giving length to your stance. And then exhale, let's bring that left knee down to the floor. And then inhale, lift it back up. Exhale it down to the floor. And inhale, lift it back up. One more time. Down and up. And let's bring it down and hold it just a little bit longer. See if you can add a little more of a back bend here. Pressing the elbows back, maybe letting the head rest and cradle between the forearms. And then stretching the arms upwards, bringing the hands down to the floor. Take that right leg back and go on down to your belly. Taking the arms out to your sides in a T, resting on the floor, palms down, legs together. Taking a look at that right arm, seeing that it's straight out from the shoulder. Bend the left elbow, point it to the ceiling, and place the hand on the floor right next to your left chest. On an exhale, like a pencil, roll onto your right side. Letting the head rest on the floor or a blanket or a block. This is the edge for your shoulder, stay here. Or you can pick up your top leg, bend the knee to the ceiling and place the foot on the floor behind you. Adds a little bit more of a twist into the rib cage. And if this is still not your edge, you can bend your right leg, your bottom leg, and take that foot to the floor. Then we can take the left arm overhead and let it straight out behind us, as if you're trying to interlace the right and left hands. Chakranasana, wheel pose of sorts. Just another breath or two. Then we come out the way we went in, really mindfully. So if the arm's behind you, bring that back over first. Straighten the right leg if it's bent. Bring the left leg on top of the right. And then very gently roll onto your belly. Bring the hands into cobra position at the lower ribs. Inhale into a cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. And let's bring that left foot forward, right heel down, looking forward, and then coming up into warrior one. And squaring your hips and your collarbones to the front of your mat. Taking the palms together, bending the elbows, bringing the hands behind the head, behind the neck. Taking care to keep the head and neck in alignment with the rest of the spine though. So open the arms up to make room for the head. Holding that for a few breaths. I just want to see where people are at. And then let's come onto the ball of that back foot. Really create space between that right heel and the left knee to widen your stance. And on the exhale, let that right knee float down towards the floor. And inhale, bring it back up. At your own pace, do that a few more times. And this time when the knee goes down to the floor, hold it there. And lean back into it a little bit more. Send the knee and the pelvis forward, the head and the elbows back, the eyes lifting upwards. And then extend the arms to the ceiling. Bring the hands down to the floor. And let's bring that left leg back and come on to our bellies. Taking the arms out again into a T, resting on the floor. Taking care to line up that left arm in line with the shoulder, legs together. Bringing the right hand in next to the chest with the elbow pointed up to the ceiling. And rolling onto that left side. Pausing here. Every side is different. We need to honor that. So have your felt experience first before moving on. So if you'd like, you can bend that top knee to the ceiling, your right leg, place the foot on the floor behind you. Again, pausing here to notice what you notice. And then if you like, you can bend that bottom leg, your left leg, bringing that foot to the floor. And finally, if you like, you can bring the right arm over. Reaching it towards the left hand. Chakra Asana. Again, we come out in pieces, very intentionally. The arm back around first. The left leg straightens onto the floor. Bring the right leg on top of that. And then we roll onto the belly. The hands in at the bottom ribs, inhaling just a cobra. And exhaling to downward facing dog. One more inhale. And then exhale to child's pose. Boy, we are running out of time. So let's roll on up the spine. Bring the legs out in front. Inhale the arms towards the ceiling. Legs together, toes point to the ceiling. Pulling that lower abdomen in and folding over your hip crease. A seated forward fold. Letting the hands rest on shins, ankles, or feet. But wherever you're at, making sure that the collarbones can stay open, the shoulders are back, the head is lifted. And holding on to your lower appendage, wherever you're at, you'll start to twist by stretching the legs in opposite directions. So it's like you're pushing a pedal. Push the left foot forward while the right foot comes back all the way into the glute and reverse it. Right? All the while holding on to your shins, your ankles, or your feet. You're getting this internal twist, this churning action from this motion. And then just even it out so you do the same number of times on each side. And then come out of that into Dandasana stack pose. And then bring the hands on the elbows to the floor behind you. Taking the legs together, point the toes away from you. Lift the belly button, the sternum towards the ceiling, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Bring the head rock back into fish pose, Matsyendrasana. Keeping your legs active here, so to protect your low back. Allow the face to relax, to soften. And then keeping the head back, wiggle those elbows up from underneath you. Lower the spine and the head down to the floor. And then let's bring the legs to the ceiling. Taking your hands just underneath your glutes a little bit. We have a little bit of lift in the pelvis. Legs together, feet flexed like you're standing on the ceiling. Ankles over hips. And then bending the knees, cross the right leg over the left. Arms go out into a T on the floor. Lower the legs down to the left for a twist. The chin goes to the right. On an exhale, bring the knees back to center. Switch the cross of the legs, left leg on top of the right. And on the next exhale, lower the legs down to the right, the chin to the left, keeping both shoulder blades grounded. On an exhale, bring the knees and the chin back to center. Uncross the legs. On the next exhale, hugging the knees into the chest, rounding your nose towards your knees like a ball. Taking a few breaths here until it feels complete to you. And then lowering down into Shavasana. Om Trayambakaya Jamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvaratumiva Vantanam Vrityo Shiyamamritat Om. Inviting movement back into the body. Allowing that movement to become bigger and fuller. Until you find yourself in a seated position. So let's close together. And then we'll just check in one last time before everybody departs. We'll just close our practice with an Om on the exhale. Inhale. The sun shine upon you, almost surround you with pure light within you, guide you on your way. Om Swaha.